Something that people have been wondering about for years. Fry's Electronics, are they going to start going out of business? Well, just recently, it looks like we might be seeing the start of the final end with Fry's Electronics, with an Anaheim store closing March 2nd. They closed another one in January. So this could be the beginning of the final end for this company. For those not familiar with Fry's Electronics, imagine a Sam's Club or a Costco with nothing about electronics, with nothing but electronics. That's what Fry's was back in the heyday, 15 to 20 years ago. It was really an amazing experience. This was before online shopping. This is where home bandwidth was still pretty terrible, a phone line. So in order to get an application, you had to go to a store. So Best Buy, a lot of places have a micro center, but Fry's was the biggest, the most massive selection, absolute heaven for nerds, people really into technology and into computers. Wall to wall aisles as far as the eye can see, desktops, laptops, applications, tons of games for the PC, for desktop, or for computer game consoles. Also, tons of digital cameras before smartphones took over that business. Also, if you wanted to make your own machine, tons of cases, motherboards, video cards, tools, everything you needed, and tons of magazines and virtually a library of books on operating systems, databases, programming languages, a lot of certification books, which were big. I don't know how big that is now, but a lot of people breaking into IT would get certification books. They had Microsoft certification, A plus, Network plus. You get a book, you study your ass off, you find the closest testing center, you pay $100 or whatever it was, you pass the test, and now you got a certification you can put on your resume. That's how I was able to break into information technology from manufacturing. So a lot of nostalgia for my generation, Generation X, the memories of going into Fry's and just an absolute paradise, the best selection, fantastic. I mean, right now, when we need something for our computer, we just download it. Before you had to go to a store, and it was kind of funny because all the CDs, and that's all it is, it's just software on a CD, but the boxes were like this big. So you got you got this big empty box with just a CD and a little manual in it. So tons of packaging waste. Eventually, they did start to make those boxes a little smaller, but just kind of a funny thing back then. And you're seeing a lot of videos of people going into Fry's today, and that's why people were wondering how are they still in business, because for years the shelves have been empty. I heard somebody put it as the slowest clearance sale in the history of retail. So at some time, obviously, they got into financial trouble where maybe they owed money to their vendors. They didn't have the capital to spend on inventory, so they just stopped buying inventory. And then you see the shelves slowly emptying, some products obviously going faster than others. And that's this continuing for years. And you think about how big these stores are in the maintenance, the cost of warming them, keeping them warm in winter, and keeping them cool in the summer, and the retail staff. There just has to be a whole lot of money with with the overhead of maintaining these stores. So how are they staying in business for so long with traffic near nothing? Hardly anybody going into Fry's these days. It used to be they had something like 12 registers open, and they had somebody, the long line, somebody at the end, hey, okay, you'll go to register 10, go to register 2. And now one register open with somebody who's probably pretty bored most of the time, rather than 12 cashiers hustling and bustling from open to close. And then obviously now a lot of the hours getting cut. They also had restaurants in these Fry's. They had enough business to keep up these restaurants, but those are all closed now. So for years, people have wondering how the heck are these still in business? And now we're starting to see some of them close. They're trying a consignment model. So 300 vendors, you give us the stuff, we'll put it in our stores, and we'll only pay you if it sells. I would think vendors would be pretty nervous with that kind of model. And I don't see how that's going to be bringing people into the stores. So, how sustainable is that going to be? Time will tell. But this is a very nostalgic thing. The videos on YouTube of people going through empty fries, those are very popular. Like the videos of dead malls. Videos of dead malls are really popular because of all this nostalgia. When the malls were at their heyday, that was the place to be. They were busy, they were filled, tons of retail, no empty stores. And then they just became absolute ghost towns. So this represents the end of an era, and we've seen that end with so many malls, but we hadn't seen it with Fry's, aside from the fact that their shelves had gone clear. But now I think we're just seeing the inevitable happen. We're finally starting to see those stores close down, and you've got all the online retail. So you're just not going to go back to that model. People aren't going to the store for software. They're just downloading it directly, even on game consoles now. That's happening. So it's just the changing world. So it's sad to see this era go, but you know, life goes on. It is what it is. This is Jim Wall. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.